If I could ever describe this anime, I would describe it as, you know what? What's the worst thing I can have? Oh my fucking god, the worst thing has happened. And then gets worse than that. The anime question I'm talking about is Takopi's Original Sin. Now, this anime is a train ride of depression into misguided and sad decision making. This is one of the first times in the history of me watching a show where they give you a warning at the beginning of the show. Oh, this is going to be very sad. It's going to have suicidal tendencies, depression tendencies. If you have any of those, you probably should be careful or go and call a doctor or go to a suicidal hotline. And my god, were they very much fucking correct. This is one of those times where I really gained anxiety from watching a show because I was scared of not knowing what would happen next. Also, one of those disgusting gut feelings that gets left in your stomach from watching something of like, wow, it really went in this direction, or it went in a way where you didn't want it to go. And as you watch it, you wonder what is going to happen next and how is this all going to end. But before I get to any of my opinions, let me go into how this first starts off. Now, the story first starts out with a character by the name of Takopi. Now, Takopi is an alien from a completely different planet, and he came all the way down to Earth to basically spread happiness to not only Earth but also the universe. He was almost captured when he landed on Earth, but he met a girl by the name of Shizuka, who is clearly very depressed because she's getting relentlessly bullied every single day. And her happiness only seems to be with her dog that makes her happy by the end of the day of having a really harsh day of bullying and everyone just treating her like garbage and shit. Togepi shows her that he has a few number of gadgets that do a few number of things. One of these things, he just took a picture with her, and as we see Suzuka leave and go home on the 6th day, the next day, we see Suzuka come back when she's all bruised up and bloodied up, and she's only holding the collar of her dog. Now, Togepi tries to cheer her up by saying, hey, I have like a little ribbon, you can always be close with your friends with this ribbon, it's very nice and cool, you should have this ribbon. She looks at the ribbon and it kind of glows in her eyes. And you can already presume where this is going from a very depressed girl who seemingly lost her dog and got beaten up seeing a ribbon and what you would naturally do with that ribbon by herself. She asked for the ribbon and she's like, I can do it by myself. It'll be all fine and dandy. And the thing you were thinking happens. With her gone, Togepi realized the mistake he made, and we come to find out the picture that he took in earlier, he can actually use that if he puts the picture back inside of the camera, can go back in time to where it first took place out of the picture. Now, Togepi has a huge goal of wanting to see her smile, but also not wanting her to commit you know what. Now with the story out the way, I can actually get into the characters. The thing I want to say first is this is written extremely well, and it feels a little too real at times. From going over different topics that could be extremely hard to talk about, but not only hard to talk about, it's just hard to find a solution for this topic. With the vast range of talking about bullying, murder, happiness, depression, suicide, learning to walk away, and learning to say no. Mind you, these are all 4th graders. But the first character I want to go over is the main character herself, Shizuka. Shizuka is a character you just feel bad for all the duration so far from episode 1 to 3. Well, not only her character, but the show itself. If you've ever had any of the things that's happened in this show, it makes it feel like it's happening either again, or you have that remembrance of, wow, yeah, I remember that used to happen to me, and how it went for you, but seeing how differently and kind of horrifically it goes for her. From Shizuka basically getting bullied relentlessly by a character by the name of Marina, and Marina is literally going as hard as she humanly can to push her to an edge, or to the point where she might do something that she can't go back from. She takes all her stuff from school, she throws all of it out, she actually goes up to her and starts hitting her or beating her, she always degrades her, she tries to get her dog taken away. She is doing every single stop humanly possible to make sure you do not have fun in this thing that we call life. Makes you kind of just want to reach into the screen and just do a little. But then again, there's always 2 sides to every story. But let me continue going on with Shizuka. Shizuka almost turns into the perfect embodiment of depression. She doesn't really eat, she doesn't have fun, she always has like a negative outlook on life. It becomes a very saddening thing to watch until we see that she has her dog, and her having her dog is the one and only thing that keeps her together, it keeps her happy. As long as she has that dog, then anything that happens to her, she can just take it. And surely nothing would happen to the dog, right? Yeah, for sure. But before I continue, I should go to the other character, Marina, the bully, and really connect these two together and how much they really do connect. So Marina is basically bullying this girl 24/7 because she found out that her mother mother kept having sex with her father, and basically her mother being a hooker, Shizuka, is ruining her family. Her mother is basically spiraling down because she keeps getting yelled at, or whenever she wants to buy something, the father is always yelling or even hitting Marina or even the mother, becoming an extremely toxic environment for this child. Oh yeah, where the fuck is CPS at? We need Child Protective Services to take away all of these children immediately. But back to what I was saying. With Marina's mother, she is extremely sad, and she always kind of goes to Marina and is like, as long as I have you, I'll be fine. And she says something very specific, you're always on my side, aren't you? And it kind of rings in her head. We have to always understand that these are literal 4th graders, and they kind of are interpreting all of these horrific things and acts that are happening to either each other or from their parents, and they're understanding from the worst way humanly possible. These toxic environments are literally killing them. It's just like that quote, from the sins of the father fall onto the son, but instead of that, it's the sins of the parents fall onto the children, having them spiral and them literally losing themselves and their future in the process. With all that being said, it leads Marina to go down a completely dangerous path. Marina herself thinks, you know what, I should just keep bullying this girl and doing the most I physically can because she's hurting my family. If I hurt her, then it's fine because I can't really hurt her mother, so I might as well do the second best thing, just keep hurting her. Maybe if I hurt her, it'll make me feel better. Maybe it'll make my mother feel better. Maybe it'll make my parents feel better. Maybe it'll fix everything that's going on. Things can go back to normal and I can be with my family again. And then that happens. Marina actually dies because not only of the bullying she was doing to her, but also Togepi. Togepi actually tried to be Shizuko for a little bit, and he got bullied and traumatized by Marina as well. He saw that this continued to happen to Shizuko no matter what would happen, so he decided to protect her for the first time, but he didn't mean to kill her. Now with the character Togepi, Togepi is really interesting, right? Because like I said before, he's an alien that came from a different planet, and his mother sent him on his way. He doesn't really remember why he left in the first place, but all he does remember is that he has these gadgets that can help bring happiness to the universe, and he wants to just bring out happiness. Togepi has an unyielding and bizarre amount of happiness as well as just hope. He always has this idea of, I'm gonna be fine, everything's gonna be great. You're happy? Is this what being happy is like? This is kind of great. Almost like a sitcom, or not really a sitcom, but really like a puppet show where you see, oh, it's a happy kindergarten show and we just keep seeing it like Elmo, and it's never really a bad thing that kind of happens. He's just a character that has a big rose tinted glasses on his face and he's never gonna take it off. But it starts to get wonky. He starts to understand how things are way more complex than what they really seem to be when he himself gets bullied. He himself goes through this adventure of discovery of things aren't what they seem, and they have consequences to the actions that I may commit. With Togepi really learning how bad of a sin he committed when he murdered this little girl. He saw that she had a family. He saw that, oh my goodness, this is a actual person. I took this away from these people. I sent them into a more bigger despair. It's gonna be hard to find the right answer, but this is 100% the wrong answer. Togepi learned this because he was able to use one of his gadgets, and one of his gadgets again lets him transform into somebody if he takes a little bit of their DNA. So he's able to transform into Marina and has just played as her for the next few days. All this was possible because of a character named of Naoki. Naoki was basically one of the people that was trying to help Shizuka. He was kind of a little bit of a bystander, but also trying to help her in the sense of, yo, you should not really bully her. You should, we should go to music. We should do something else completely. We should really distract ourselves from actually trying to attempt to bully Shizuka any more than we already have. But he's seemingly the smart one of the bunch, and he's the one that suggested we should hide the body and you should really just be Marina for the whole rest of this period. The only reason Naoki actually helps is because Shizuka says, can you please help me? Can't you do it? And this is like a trigger PTSD word for him, because he's a child that's always been smart, and the only reason he has been smart is because his parents have always been hard on him ever since he started studying. And it really hurts him because his mother would always be like, you know what, you're not gonna get this food for dinner, or you're not gonna get this pancake because you can't answer the question correctly. And that is just child endangerment completely, of you not feeding your child, but also damaging their brain to think they have to be the most perfect being in the world. And it doesn't get any better because he has an older brother that he gets jealous of, that gets kind of a special treatment because they're older. world, and him saying he's the golden ticket of the family. It kind of diverges both brothers in that sense. It makes him think that he's a lesser being and he should always strive to be him and be more jealous of him. We saw a few times when Naoki was going to do something very stupid because of jealousy, but his conscience is telling him, your brother loves you, you really should not be doing this, and it kind of breaks him just a little bit. Seeing that sometimes having a family is hard, sometimes having a brother or people that are hard on you is already hard enough, and you don't really need to have any more separated afterthoughts that will just lead to your destruction. But the added bonus of not treating your kids correctly, having so many ways of neglecting them and just kind of leaving them to their own devices and their own decisions unsupervised can lead to their utter destruction. But other than that, I'm gonna wait until we get to the end of the season and then pull out another video on this. I'm super excited for this show. It definitely fucks with me to a degree, but I have to see it through. I need to see what the ending is gonna be. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye!